Hello, I'm Steffen Ki, and I'm here with the wonderful Margo, a good friend and also amazing artist, singer, sound healer, and producer. And today we're super excited to present you a new template, the Shamanic Dubtechno template. We will get into the sounds in a second. I just want to share a little bit about the inspiration and also mention that it's a collaboration with my friend and mixing and mastering engineer and also amazing producer Xuqutopi. And basically, we both are pretty passionate about Dubtechno, especially music from like Marco Fürstenberg and Martin Schulte. People who are into Dubtechno, they know those names. Other people like, yeah, who the fuck is those guys? But they are legends in Dubtechno. And so kind of their sound inspired us on the foundation of it, but then we wanted to give it a special twist and make it a bit more ritualistic and ceremonial and deeper and more shamanic in that way, like you know my templates, you know the style. Definitely. And the intention behind it. So giving it that special Steffen Ki shamanic touch as well, and so that the people can enchant the dance floor and create beautiful sonic rituals and make people feel more connected with themselves and connect with nature and just have this beautiful, immersive, holistic experience. And what's really cool about this one in particular is it's completely mixed. It has an amazing mastering chain, so it's ready to go for you to perform, like right out of the box. Like all the levels are set, like everything is EQ'd, compressed. And the cherry on the cake is it has been processed through analog tape preamp. So it sounds super fat and super warm and really incredibly good. It's just like orgasmic. So you want to share anything, Margo, before we get into it?
I'm really excited to hear these sounds and to hear how they work together and to create with them. I love creating with the packs that you release, and I'm just really excited you're about to release this one. And that it's in 432 as well.
Oh yeah, it is.
And the analog sound. Really looking forward to journeying with that.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. So that's important to note. Also, it's in 432 hertz. I didn't mention that, but we chose that tuning because it's more in alignment and in resonance with nature and the cosmos. Like 432, there's so much information out there. Not saying that 440 is bad or anything, but talking about intention and working with sound intentionally and seeing that 432 is a universal harmonic and so many things and everything is a fractal. I don't want to get into it, but
there's a lot of videos on the internet you can check out.
The intention is to have it more harmonically resonant, and I only produce in 432 these days, so everything that comes out is in 432 because that is more harmonic resonance, and we create this beautiful alignment and tuning ourselves more into the natural states. Okay, cool. So let's have a look at it. So exactly. So we're in session view here. I have the push, and the way it's set up is basically I could press anything, any of the pads, and it will sound amazing because it's all in the same key and in the same tempo. In this case, it's A minor. So it works super great also with the organic shamanic house in case you have that, but that's going to be another video, how to combine these. For now, we just focus on that. And it has been mostly created for performance. Of course, you can produce with it, like right out of the box as well, and it will sound great because of how it's set up. But the fun about Dubtechno is it's super atmospheric and it's like living out of this modulation. So we wanted to get as much as possible of this feeling of giving, the performer, the artist, the possibility to modulate the sounds and to create this beautiful atmosphere and immersive soundscapes that we love so much about Dubtechno. And then we added some other cool sounds like organic percussions and atmospheric loops and process field recordings and stuff like that. So I will just give you like a little demonstration. Maybe we make like a little performance, just like transitioning like from one scene to another, something like that. And then we can talk more about what's going on in detail. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool.
Now you have it set to 120 right now. I think you were saying you like the 111.
That's a good call, So it comes in 120, which is more or less like a standard Dubtechno tempo. but I really love it in 111. So thanks, Margo, for reminding me. I will set it to 111 now. Just because, I'm coming from more downtempo, and it's a really nice groove. Also in 111, it works great. In general, there's a range of like 20 BPM up and down from the original tempo. So you could go as low as 100, probably, but lower than that, it starts to sound weird and fall apart. But yeah, 111 sounds great. So let's start with it. Yeah, so this gives you like a little idea of what is possible, right? And yeah, you can play it completely intuitively. Like I was not thinking what I was doing. I was just pushing buttons and just hearing how it sounds and reacting to that, because that's a beautiful thing. Like the ideas, we have those scenes set up so that they all work as sketches. So the way we were producing it, we started with one track idea and created those scenes with the basic elements like the bass drum, the sub, and the percussions, and the two chords, and then added some effect sounds to it. But because it's all in the same key, you can like interchange it, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can just like randomly launch some pads now and it will just work, right? Because
yeah, they'll all work together.
Exactly, they all work together, and that's the beauty also. And you can go back and forth and up and down and anything. It will all work and sound great together. So you don't have to be so much in your head about what's going on. You can just have fun.
But each of these scenes were created with the intention that they have a really good relationship with one another. And
yeah,
that's why they're
exactly. I can give you like an example. Let's just trigger like one scene. Maybe we go with serpiente. Right, so yeah, that will be like, oh yeah, there's some effects here.
Beautiful.
Right,
there's so much warm and rich tones to these sounds.
Exactly. You can just bring up the tempo a little bit more, so just you feel like how it sounds in 120. So like that's more the original tempo.
Yeah. Gets the room moving a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
So good. So I saw you doing a lot of transitions with effects.
Mm-hmm.
So each of these channels have an effects rack on them.
Yeah.
And what is the purpose of that, really?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So the idea is we wanted to make it more like a Dubtechno experience in a sense that Dubtechno lives from its modulations and the atmospheres and things like that. So we wanted to recreate or like give an option to the artist and the performer to modulate the sound and make it more immersive and give some control over the coloration and everything. So we created a specific dub effects rack so that you can have a lot of fun because it's just a loop in the end. But with all those effects, the loop can turn like very interesting and can give you a lot more opportunities to play around with and shape the sounds and also, yeah, do transitions as well, you know, like adding reverb and delay, you know, creates like trails and fills the space in between. So, for example, like if we look at the chord now, maybe this one.
Yeah.
Right, so now there's already a lot of delay, but let me turn off the delay. Right, so you can play with the filter, and that's a typical dub chord, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit fast to me. I'm going to bring it down a bit. Right, you can play with the filter. Let's just add a kick for fun. Right, and then you can add more delay. And then play with the filter delay.
And these are effects that you're adding just to the kick and just to the chords. Just to be clear, it's like each channel that gets
exactly
to change the sound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Exactly. So right now I'm just working on the chords. For the kick I have a filter, so I could do a low cut on the kick. Right, so that's cool for performance, creating some tension. The people are like, hey,
and you know you're expecting a transition when you hear that. You're expecting something new to come in.
Yeah, so we can bring in like a sub and a percussion now. Right, and maybe some hi-hats.
Nice.
Right, and we're still on the chord, and now like we just keep going, modulating the chord. Put some reverb on it. Right, and this is really what makes this Dubtechno.
And now the push makes it so easy because you can see all of the effects.
Yeah, the push is great obviously because I see all the macros of the dub effects rack I can see on here. Totally, yeah.
But someone could easily play this on their laptop too. They could.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need a push. You can just press, start the clips, or you could use any other MIDI controller like a launch pad and then maybe some dials, to dial in the effects. But yeah, if you don't have to, you could also just have fun, have a standard setup with the dub effects and just play that and play loops and clips and go through the set and have a lot of fun already like that. But yeah, the push is obviously like a great option. Yeah. So.
And then if you're a vocalist, like myself, you'd want to put, a vocal channel on here and,
exactly.
and really get to fly.
Totally. Yeah. We can try that actually if you want. We can make a little jam to see how it would sound with some channeled vocals. Are you up for that?
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Cool. Okay, sweet. So let's do that. The tempo is okay, or you want it faster or slower?
I think it sounds great like this, yeah.
Okay, great. So then let's just put some reverb on here. Oh, it's already there. Black hole.
Black hole.
There we go. So yeah, it's also great for vocal jams.
Let's turn off the black hole.
Let's turn on the black hole, yeah. Okay, so.
It asks for just like this very serpenty kind of energy of flowing.
Right? Yeah.
And yeah, I really like it.
Totally sucks you into this like meditative stay, like in between, right? Like that's what I love about Dubtechno. It's very hypnotic in a good way.
Yeah, very like the ethereal kind of vocals want to play on top of that and just be in the sea of these warm sounds. Yeah, this is amazing. I'm so excited to create with this.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you come up with.
Yeah, and someone could just jam like a whole DJ set with this.
Easy, yeah. You can play like an hour live, maybe 90 minutes if you take your time. If you like really get into it and really take your time with the transitions, you know, and really slowly build and easily.
Yeah, and you can transition to like a totally different, almost if you're starting like a totally different song in a set, because you have all these scenes with all the
they are basically like songs. You could just play them from one to the other. You could also find your favorites, create new order. You can change the clips also. You don't need to stick to that, but make sure that you save it under your name. Otherwise, you will lose the original setup. But yeah, you can go around, put your favorites, you know, mark them with colors and change the order. Like if you resonate with different combinations, that's totally cool and also interesting, you know, like if you want to just switch things up a little bit.
Yeah, like normally what I do with one of your templates is I will copy and paste the sound. I'll create more scenes and then I'll copy and pick and like cherry pick all the ones I really like that work together and I'll copy and paste them into scenes below. So if I'm going to do a performance and I like really want to know what's going to happen because I want to pick sounds that complement singing on top of, then I'll make sure I have all the sounds that I know what's going to happen picked
That's
out.
a great idea, yeah.
So there's different ways of approaching this. You can just be surprised and, you know, everything will still work together, or you could... you know, really dial in something that you know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can surprise yourself, or you can be like really dialed in and really know what's coming and be really well prepared about it as well. Whatever works for you and your flow. Yeah.
So the bass drum here is acting as our kick. Then the sub. What is the percussion effects? Like, what is that channel?
It's the same effect rack like on the chords, but it just obviously has a different effect. So if you look into here, like you can see, right, there's a delay on there, there's a special reverb, and there's the 2 filters. And then also we have mapped the filter delay. And so it's really cool for transitions as well. So let's say if I just bring in this percussion now. Oh, I need to go to session first. Right, so I'm playing this coyote percussion now. And then you can see right now it has a bunch of reverb. So I'll just take that off. Right, so that's cool on its own, but then you can add some echo, right, and create some variation. And eventually, and you can have it subtle feedback, right? And if you change the filter, so now it will take out the highs, so now it fades more in the background, which is cool also. Like Dubtechno is a lot about like warmth, so playing with brightness and warmth, you know, and closeness and stuff, like creating the illusion that it's more in the background.
Yeah, I just more meant you have percussion 1, percussion 2, and then percussion effects.
Yeah, so the percussion effects are like more organic sounds. So this is a very special layering and sound design of more organic sounds. So they will stand out. The other ones are more classical percussions, also organic. But these ones, you know, like if you listen to them like on their own, they're just like very...
Right, they
have a lot of texture. Yeah, they have a lot of texture.
Had this one had a metallic sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And obviously also sounds great with more delay and stuff.
And then what is tops?
So this is high layer percussions like shakers and hi-hats and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're like, this is more like hi-hats.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then you have 2 different chords.
Yeah, exactly.
And effects.
Yeah, so the effects are also like more atmospheric sounds. Sometimes it's a pad, sometimes it's something else. Sometimes it's a flute.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's whatever was working well for that track in that moment, right?
Right.
But it also works great with others. Yeah, and the Atmos loops are like field recordings, processed also with nice dub effects.
And then what do we have going on in this drum rack?
Yeah, so the drum rack, that's a good question. It's actually for transitions, either like in the performance or just, like sounds like this.
Right.
Just adding some more atmospheres, but you can also use it to bridge stuff because it's playing for a while, and while it's playing, you can do other things.
So could you launch one of these and then like start a whole new scene? Just
Yeah,
like
for example, you could totally do that. Yeah. So like, let's say you play this one, right? And then you just...
Yeah, okay, and then you have a whole track playing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really cool.
So good.
Something here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that totally works. You can also just jump scenes.
And then you have a totally different experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And this whole pack is mixed properly. So someone would never have to adjust the volume levels. No. When everything's at 0, it's perfectly mixed.
Because we have this mastering chain on here, right? So it's already taken care of. So the thing is, that's like super basic, because the good news is it's also working on live intro and live light, right? So live light,
that's really cool,
only gives you like 8 channels. So what happens in live light, in the version, you will get the drum rack and the Atmo loops as samples, and you can put them in still, making more scenes. But if you have like live standard or studio or something, you can have it like as you see it here. And so
if you're brand new to playing live with Ableton, and even if you use this to produce a track,
even that, because it's all like set
ready
up,
to export.
If you're a beginner, you're ready to export. If you have it like this, and you create your track and you arrange your track and you just export it, it's gonna sound great.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, it's like really ready to go.
I'm really grateful that you've created this, and I'm really excited to jam with it and create new music with it, and see what your community does with it.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you for having a look at this and asking the questions. And we hope you will really enjoy the sounds, and send you much love and blessings from the beautiful Salt Spring Island.
Yeah.
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 Sweet.